Okay, so we are recorded now. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Candice Terrazas. I am an Ambassador Diamond. I am Sammy's sister. So for those of you that have Samantha as an upline, she's the one who got me started in the business, and then you're going to hear from Rachel who got Sammy in the business. So you have 3 ambassador upline that is pouring into you. That is something that's really huge, guys. When we started this business, we did not have access to our ambassador uplines. We all kind of started around the same time frame. Rachel started in March of or February of 2013. Then Sammy started in March, right? Or Rachel started in January, then March, and then I signed up at the end of July. So we were all within a few months time span. So we were like chicken with our head cut off. We had no idea what we were doing. We personally didn't know anyone that was successful in this. We just heard of names. Like it was like, oh, Lori Conway. Like that's like all we knew, was our upline and stuff. And so so the fact that you have access to direct access, like you can personally message any one of us, me, Sammy, and Rachel, use that as motivation. But not only that, use that as a tool when you're talking to prospects and they're like not sure, or maybe they've done this before, a business like this before. You want to assure them, you know what, you're coming into an incredible team. We have so much favor. We have, direct 3 ambassador uplines on our team that have done it and we've all been in this business for like 4.5 years and all hit ambassador within our first 3 years of the business. So share that. That's a piece of encouragement, because so many times people don't join with you or with us because of the doubts and the fears that they can't do it. And I can probably speak for many of you and say that I bet you many of you said no for a while, whether that was a day or month or year, because you doubted if you were able to do this. And I know for me, that's why I told my sister, absolutely not. I will never do anything like this, because I never thought I could be successful at anything like this. So all our job is just believing in people until they can believe in themselves. So we're going to make this super simple. I started in, like I said, July of 2013. And honestly, it was like once I started, I didn't really think I had a choice, because at the time they had the kind of similar to what the bonuses are going on now. Only back then you had to go diamond in 3 months to get the $10,000 bonus. There was no go bonus, go fast. It was only that one option. So when I started, I guess because my background's in the corporate world, I honestly didn't think I had a choice of what I could do. I really just thought like, okay, I signed up, so now I have to go diamond in 3 months. And it was just kind of like, it's what I needed to do. And so I think that one of the things that you'll probably hear from all 3 of us is that if you speak and you believe it and you start telling people what you're reaping, they feel that energy. So I was already telling people, I'm going diamond, I'm going to get this $10,000 bonus, because I really believed it was going to happen. I didn't even have anyone on my team. I just had this belief, like, why not me? Like, yeah, if it's available, that means it can be done, So I think people just felt that. And that's why they said yes. Like, they were like, okay, what am I doing? I'm like, I don't know, but we're going to be doing, I don't know what together, It was just like, let's just do this together. And so my background is in the corporate world. I had a 6-figure income in healthcare. And what I will say is, when there is industries with instability, like right now, there's just so many different people. I know with me at the time, it was healthcare, that was when reform had been thrown out. My whole industry was shaken and had no job security. This is when this business came into play. And this is, what is the word? When you go a recession-proof business. This is a business that a lot of people do, because in recessions, when industries are impacted, they can join and they can, and I'm proof of that. Also, we had just come out of a real estate recession, and my husband's been a realtor for many, many years, for about 12 or 13 years. So we went through a time where we literally had no income. I was unemployed. I was 5 months pregnant. My husband was busting his booty, working 7 days a week. And some months we literally had deals fall through, finances, things were happening because of the industry. So we have something you can offer people that can break through challenging times in people's industries. So I definitely want to share that. So that's a little bit about me and my story. I want you to hear from Sammy and Rachel and their stories, and then we'll get into the meat of this training. I know we have a lot of new people here, so I just wanted to introduce myself to you guys. Sammy, do you want to go next?
Who's next?
Okay, there you go. I just unmuted you.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Hello, everybody. So I'm Samantha Lopez, and my sister is awesome. So when I joined It Works, I was desperate. We were on food stamps. We were on WIC. I mean, we were just surviving. So are any of you guys there right now? Like, you're just barely surviving and you're like, I hope I can just make a little bit extra. Like, that's your hope. Unlike Candi, I didn't start off with like these big dreams. Like I knew about the $10,000 bonus, but I just didn't even think I could get it. So I didn't try. Like, I'm going to be really real right now. And I wish I had. Like, I so wish I had, because I probably could have gotten it. But I didn't even try. I wasn't dreaming big. I was just at a place where, like, I just want to feed my kids. So, yeah, I was hit Ruby. That would help us, I don't know, like, to survive a little bit more. Like, we might have a little bit extra to be able to, like, buy extra things outside of what our food stamps bought, you know. We wanted to buy organic stuff and it's more expensive, and so we would just buy it for the kids, and I wouldn't eat it because I wanted at least them to eat healthy. So I don't know, maybe some of you guys can relate to that, but we were just barely surviving. I mean, I was even cloth diapering because we couldn't afford to buy diapers, okay, and I got a lot of cloth diapers free. So this is kind of where we were at. One day I see Rachel posting, we used to go to church together, and I'm like, this girl got hacked. First of all, like, here she is, a pastor's wife, and she's posting these belly before and afters. And I'm like, what? What is Rachel doing, you know? But then one day I saw a girl that had my stomach and didn't anymore. And that one caught my attention. That might be why some of you joined this business, for the wraps, right? Like, let's be real. Those wraps are pretty incredible. But, you know, at first I'm like, these look way too good to be true. And I just kept scrolling. But again, I saw that stomach that looked like mine and didn't. And I was like, what are those? Okay, that caught my attention. I messaged Rachel and I'm like, tell me about these things. Like, is it real? What are they? Because I had twins. They're 12 now, but at the time they were 8. And I still had what I call my twin skin. And it, you know, I had a C-section. I had extra skin. Like, they were my first kids, and I was thin. And all of a sudden, like, I got huge with twins. So I had extra skin, and I felt so insecure. I mean, I just didn't even want my husband to look at my stomach. So when I'm seeing these results and surgery wasn't required, I'm like, what? Anyway, so I talked to Rachel, and she tells me about the little customer program, everything, but we're broke. So that's not really an option. But I'm like putting it at the back burner of like, okay, maybe I can save some money for this, right? And then she talks to me about joining her team, and I'm like, no, sorry, no. And in my head, I'm thinking, sorry, Rachel, I'm thinking, hell no. Like, no, I don't do sales. I'm very introverted. The time was home with my 7-month-old and then my twins, and I kind of isolated myself and didn't have any friends. And I just was like, I was overweight and just blah, right? And so I'm like, there's no way I could be successful in this. Like, any excuse that a person could have, I had, of why this couldn't work. But I was desperate. And, you know, I prayed about it, and there was just something in the back of my mind, like, what if this could work? Because it, you know, Rachel had just started and she was already starting to make money. And what if it could work? So I prayed about it. My husband and I talked. Like, we didn't have the extra $99 to sign up, but I just figured, you know, it was March, so we're about to get our income tax money. I'm like, I'm going to put it on the credit card. We'll try to pay it back, and I'm going to sell my wraps, and I'm just going to do whatever it takes to make this work. Like, we're desperate. I couldn't live that way anymore. And we're getting to the point too where, like, I'm probably going to have to go get a minimum wage paying job because I don't have a college degree. So I'm going to have to leave my baby to make minimum wage and be like a waitress. I've been a waitress. There's no shame in that, but I didn't want to leave my baby to do that. So that just, I needed to make this work. So when I joined the team, you know, Rachel told me what I needed to do, and I did it. And it's the steps to success, right? So I knew that we made money through Wrap Cash. I knew that we have our steps to success. We're going to go over that with you guys, but I just did whatever it took. Like, if we followed all the top, you know, we followed Lori. I actually didn't know who any of the other top earners were. I just knew who Lori was. So if Lori said to do this, and this, I did it. I pushed myself out of my comfort zones. Like, I had to get over myself because feeding my kids was more important than what other people thought about me. So I did what I needed to do to succeed, and I pushed myself, and it didn't come easy. I didn't hit diamond in 3 months. Like, it took time. you know, the first 2 distributors I had, I was so excited they joined. They ended up quitting on me. Like some of you, you know, you might be like, oh, like I started getting a team, but they're quitting. Like it happens. It's okay. But you just keep going. I was hoping to get, again, I was kind of in just survival mode. So like for me, anything I could get for free, like needed to happen. So for getting my product credit, I convinced my mom to be my 4th LC on day 30. I'm like, Mom, please, you get vitamins from Walmart. You just buy them from me. Okay. And she did, like she was super supportive. So she was my 4th LC on day 30. And I got my product credit and I got wraps so that I could sell the wraps so that I could make money. Like I was constantly thinking of, okay, what can I do to run my business for free? You can actually YouTube what like running your It Works business for free, and you will find videos. I did this, but you will find all sorts of tips and ideas if a budget is something that you're on. But guess what? I also always ran an auto shipment. So I ran my business for free, but I always ran that ADBB auto shipment. I've never once turned it off because I actually didn't know I had an option. And so I just kept doing it. Like I needed to make this business work. And if this is what they said it took to make it work, I was going to do it. And just amazingly, how awesome they are with the bonuses. Like on my 5th month, I actually jumped from executive. So I stayed executive for 5 months. Some of you are like, I'm stuck, and I get it. But I jumped from executive to emerald on my 5th month. That was huge. Like that can happen, guys. And then on month 6, they're like, we're bringing back the bonuses. So if you get diamond this month, you'll get the 10,000 bonus. So guess what? By this time, I have belief. By this time, I'm like, I am getting that bonus. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that bonus. And guess what? I got it. So month 6, I went diamond. We got the bonus. We got I was so excited the day that I called the food stamps office and I was like, I don't need you guys anymore. Like I'm done. You know, it's the best feeling in the world. Like I can feed my own kids. I don't have to get a part-time job. Like I'm now making more or the same as my husband. I was making the same amount as my husband who worked all the time. Like he took care of mentally ill adults. So he's cleaning butts and like taking care of people that can't take care of themselves, which is so honorable. But I'm making more than him at home with my kids on the computer. Like this is possible for you guys, okay? But you have to be willing to just do the simple steps to get there every day. And it's been consistent and starting to dream big. So anyways, I grew my business mostly through social media because I was stuck home with my kids because my husband worked all the time. And that was what worked for me. So social media, like 90% through social media with my kids. Like I'm like breastfeeding a baby, like talking to people and growing my business. Like this is so possible with our business. It's incredible. So anyways, yeah, we're going to talk more about like those things I was saying, how to like start making money. But I know now I want you guys to hear from Rachel because she's the reason that I joined. And she's amazing. And, you know, like I joined, I think I was like 2 weeks after Rachel. She was still new. And we kind of jumped in, both of us not knowing what we were doing. But look where we are now. So it's like some of you guys feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's okay. You just have to be willing to learn. So Rachel, are you there? Is Rachel?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I promise you the devil does not want us to be on tonight. I was on the computer. I don't even know if can you guys hear me for sure? Yes? Okay. I was on my computer. Everything was plugged in and fine. It literally just turned off. Like I have no idea even why it turned off. It just turned off. Like out of the blue. My phone is like on 5%. I had to run upstairs, grab my battery. Candace, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
So, you can? Okay, good. I'm like, seriously, the devil doesn't want us on the Zoom tonight. That's how I feel about this. Because I feel like tonight, I mean, even just you girls starting, it's like sharing of stories of his glory, right? Like it's truly stories of his glory. And I don't know where your faith lies, but that's how I feel about this. I mean, this company is such a godsend to all of us. It's a gift. You know, I felt like it was a gift when I made my first $75 paycheck. That was my very first paycheck with this company. And when I hit a year, I started making 5 figures with this company. And now I've been making 5 figures since, and I'm in 4.5 years at this point. You know, that is perspective. I mean, how awesome is that? But seriously, I was jumping up and down for my $75 paycheck. I was jumping up and down when I saw it hit $150. When I saw it hit $300, I was like, glorious. So we moved to Colorado to start a church. And wave me down if you guys cannot hear me, because I'm not even sure what's going on tonight. I'm having like serious issues with the internet. But I seriously now I'm at like sitting on the floor in the corner with my phone plugged in, just so that I can make sure this doesn't die on me. But you guys, I started this business because we literally had not any money coming in. And we, on a leap of faith, just feeling like God in our hearts wanted us to come out and start a church here in Fort Collins and to start investing our time in that way as pastors. And we had lived in Africa. We were on the border of Mexico. I mean, I married a pastor. So when I married a pastor, I married in a ministry, and I knew doing that, obviously, like my heart also beat for ministry, but that's not something that will pay the bills necessarily. We pray and hope that it does, but it doesn't necessarily always do that. And so when we moved to Colorado, you guys, it was so expensive to live here that we just couldn't pay the bills. Bills were not being paid. Things were going on credit cards. And I didn't suffer like this when I was in Texas, living and working on the border of Mexico, but like we were suffering here in Colorado, and I was just like, what is going on? Like, we shouldn't suffer while we're giving everything that we've got into this church and loving on people, and like this just not where our minds and hearts should be. But what I realized, like being in ministry, is like everyone struggles with this. Everybody struggles with this in the world. Like, it doesn't get easier, especially when you start having multiples. Like, we had 3 kids. I had 2, and then I was pregnant with a 3rd. And so like the worry of finances and the burden of finances is on everyone. And I think that's just part of growing up. It's me realizing, hello, I'm in the real world and this is difficult and I need to do something about it. And so I prayed. I was like, God, how can I help my family? How can I contribute? And this business came into my life, and I was super anti-network marketing. I didn't believe in it. I didn't think I should do it. I'm in ministry. I'm not a believer. I don't think it works. So I was like super skeptical. But it's so funny because I kept praying, God, please help us. And he kept bringing this into my life, like into my mind. And I was like, are you serious? Like, this is what you want me to do? Really? And so I said yes, because I just kept feeling like, as much as I didn't want it to be, I felt like, yes, this was the way that he was going to provide. And so it was that step for me to say yes. I had fear. I was afraid. Yes. But I also needed to pay our bills. Like, I was the only one at night going to bed crying because I had no idea how we were going to make it. And I didn't want to just abandon our dream because I didn't know what was going on. So I said yes, I joined. Little did I know all the blessing that would come from this. It awakened me and opened my eyes to see that I could be a leader. I could be an entrepreneur. I could make money from home. I could work from my phone. I could work from my computer, my laptop at home. I could start dreaming dreams for myself and for my family and for my husband. And my dreams grew from just like wanting to put gas in the tank and like wanting to buy groceries to my dreams growing into, what if I could get Jeremy like home full time so that he could become a full-time pastor supported by me through It Works. And so my dreams grew like from little bits to like really big dreams. And you guys, I've made all those dreams come true. And here I am sitting in my basement, my cute little guest room right now, because our office is like full of boxes, because we moved into this house and we bought this house because of It Works. And it would not be possible without it. And so, I mean, It Works has literally been a vehicle for us to fulfill all of our dreams. And at this point, it's crazy because we're in transition again. This hasn't been part of my story, but it is now. But that he is changing our direction again. And like, we recently closed down our church, just as very, very clear from the Lord. And now we're pursuing new steps in ministry. And like the fact that, I mean, we're all okay. Like, we're okay because we make a paycheck every month because of the business. Like, it's paying our bills. Like, I don't have to be afraid. Like, my husband is at home with me right now full time, and he's working on a book, and he's doing some things that I really feel like are going to be blessed. But here we are, and it works is to thank for that, and I know ultimately it's God, but like, you guys, it's just because I dedicated my time and my efforts to doing this over and over and over again. So I know we're going to talk a lot.
Awesome. Well, I hope that hearing some of our testimonies inspire you, because no matter where personality or where your background looks like, you pretty much have heard from like 3 totally different stories, 3 totally different personalities. And we all were able to hit the same rank. So that's super encouraging, knowing that there is no cookie cutter mold to get to the top. So we want to share with you some encouragement on and some tools on actually how to grow your business. I started off building my business mostly with parties. I've kind of gone through seasons, and I've never cut out any way to grow my business. I've always used social media, but parties are the reason I went diamond in 3 months, double in 4, triple in 6. Presidential at 15. I mean, this all happened because of the wrap parties, and I just owned it. Like, so here's what I want you guys to like really have a discussion with your enroller or your sponsor when we get off this Zoom. If you have not had a launch party, what is the reason why? You can put it in the comments in the chat box if you want, because we're going to help you overcome that. If you just want to have that conversation with your sponsor, that's okay. So why have you not had a launch party? If you have, how many have you had? And ask how many, because you cannot have one launch party and say, okay, it didn't work. Like, no. Majority of us have our first party and nobody shows. That's very normal. So you want to keep having them, because you just never know who you're going to get. The other thing is that there are some people on the sideline waiting to see if you're for real. If you're serious about this, and they won't sign up or they won't partner with you until they see that you're legit, like really going for this. So I feel like there's people that have come to parties along the way when they realized, 1, it was their timing, but 2, they realized like, whoa, this girl's really serious about what she's doing. Like they branded me as the It Works girl. So here's what I did. Every personally enrolled distributor, I started off strongly recruiting because I had a bigger network. So that's another thing I want to share. You don't want to compare your journey to anybody else's, because you don't know where they are at when they started. I had a marketing background. I was marketing doctors. So I had a lot of, physicians and the clinics and all that stuff. I had a big network. I had used to network for my previous job, and now I got to network for myself. So I had more contact base to where it can happen super fast. But if you don't have a big network, then you need to really pay attention and figure out how you can do this via social media and even growing locally. I would go and ask my friends if they could just invite 4 or 5 other friends. And with that, I would offer to give them a free product. So in that case, it would be a wrap. But if they already have tried the wraps, or maybe they're one of your customers, tell them you'll give them a free full-size product if they can invite 4 of their friends. Don't try to stay away from the word party unless you know they're like super blue in the personality chart, like they're all about parties. Then party's a keyword. But if they're not, I just say, hey, would you be okay getting together some girlfriends? And if you did, I'll give you a free product. I'll basically take my products so they can sample free products. So I use keywords like free. I'll take my products. You don't have to have anything there. I'll take everything. Just invite your friends. And so just like, chick night, girls night. That's something that really worked for me, and people were inviting their friends because they wanted free samples and free products. And so I would take my products to sample. If you don't have any products, well, you should, because if you guys are in this business for at least a month, you have an auto shipment. So order things that you can sample. Greens, defining gel, fat fighter, so you can do the demo. Those are all things that you definitely want to have at parties. The other thing that I was also doing is I knew that if I worked harder than I was paid to do, eventually I would make more than what I was doing. So what that meant is I did not watch TV. I didn't go to movies. I stopped going to happy hours. I was laser focused on making this happen. So you kind of have to get past that. Your friends are going to judge you. Oh, please, you're really going to do that thing? Or, oh, come on, girl, one drink won't hurt. I wasn't doing those things because guess what? I was making myself available not to just do my own wrap parties, but every single person on my team that was coming on board, we were setting up the wrap party. I'm like, okay, what days do you want to do? Do you want to do it this Saturday or next Friday? And it wasn't like, do you want to do it? It was like, which day are you going to do it? So I think having those expectations early on was really helpful because everybody saw momentum. Everybody got new business early in their business because we were getting these parties scheduled. And so if you're discouraged, I would say that maybe you're discouraged because you have not seen, customers and distributors coming into your team. And that's why you need to do these parties. You need to have those opportunities to grow your business because it does build confidence. It builds confidence when you start signing people up. How many, just with a nod, how many of you can say that when you sign people up, you're like super pumped up? You're like, oh my God, I can totally do this, right? Yes. So even if you have a distributor on your team, offer to host them a party. If they're not local to you, do it online. You can host them live, go create an event page and just go live for them. You can, even if your sponsor does not do it for you, do it yourself. Do not let your success rely in anybody else's hands. I never, ever, Sammy was new too, so I just never even thought to expect her to do anything for me. I never, ever, ever asked her for a customer distributor. I never, ever, ever asked her to do my party. Now, if she had been more seasoned and she was like, hey, yeah, I'll host your party, I probably would have said yes. So awesome if you have a sponsor that is willing to host you. If you do not, maybe you have somebody who's flaky and they're not like committed to this business. And I can say that because if you're on this, you're committed. Then if you are, then do it yourself. I have somebody on the team who signed up in June with the $9.99 promo, and like not even 2 days in, she hadn't even got her kid. She's like, "Hey, girl, do you have something so I can do an online party?" I was like, "Yeah." In my mind, because we were still in that promo, I was like signing people up. I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do it when we're done with this promo," because I'm signing people up left and right. I signed up 51 people during that promotion, so I was just like laser focused on signing people up. But then she tells me like, "Hey, I have my online party tonight, so wish me luck." I'm like, what? She did it herself. She just found the files. Found it herself. So if you're hungry enough, and this is that she's a teacher, she's shy. I've been asking her for 3 years to do this with me, never wanted to do anything with it. So you don't have to have a certain personality to step out of the box. Miracles do not happen in comfort zones. And if you're praying for a financial miracle, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. You won't die being in your comfort zone, but you won't experience that kind of like supernatural favor that you've been praying for in your finances and in your bank account. So the other thing is look for events in the area. I just feel like for me, getting face-to-face with people, the coffee dates, the events, the parties, like people feel my excitement. And again, what I go back to saying is, some people say fake it till you make it, whatever, but I wasn't even faking it because I really believed I can make it. So if you haven't gotten to that point where you're like still doubting yourself, then you need to, we wanted to talk about this too. And I don't know if this is a good segue to do it or not, but I want to also talk to you about like dreaming, getting vision, because you cannot help somebody get to their vision if you don't even see yours. You cannot help somebody accomplish their dreams if you don't even know what yours are. So you need to know why you're doing this, know why you said yes. I mean, if it was just, I wanted $10 wraps, like cool, but obviously you're on this, so you want more than that. You need to know why you're doing this. I had a really big why, and we have a saying in this business you may have heard, if your why does not make you cry, it is not big enough. Like, what is the real reason why? I know I see some faces right now that have whys that I've seen cry, like that I've seen make you cry. And so I can see right now that so many of you are just going to see huge breakthrough in your homes. But some of you are just still kind of like dancing around this business, trying to figure out if you really want to do this or not, or if it's worth the time you're putting in. And I would say you need to get connected with your why. Put it somewhere where you can see it. Now, when I started, I thought it was super cheesy having a vision board. And I was like, what? Back then they used to come with the distributor kits. And then one day I started doing it. I was literally cutting pictures out of a magazine. And I remember crying as I was putting it together because they were dreams that I didn't want to face because I never thought they were possible. We had an insane amount of debt. I had over $20,000 worth of credit card debt. endless amount of, I went to private university. My husband went to college too. So we had tons of college student loans. On top of that, my husband has been self-employed and we hit a recession. We couldn't pay our taxes. We owed the IRS $40,000. So saying or one of our dreams was to be debt free was something I never even thought that I could say. Like, I was scared to put that out there because in my mind, I was going to be stuck paying that. We were going to be stuck paying that until we died. Like, where else are you going to pay that kind of money in a normal job? I mean, you can't even fathom that kind of money. So I was like, well, as long as we pay something, even if it's like $10, they see that we're making money. So I say this to say, put it down, because when we wrote out how much debt we had to the dollar, to the penny, we were forced to look at it. And then we started declaring it. We started praying together. If you're a praying family, pray about that, whatever that debt looks like. Now, I know I threw out some numbers that are probably like maybe some of you dropped to the floor, but whatever your debt is, it doesn't scare God. He already knows, but he already has a plan to help you get out of it. And some of you guys are beating yourself up because you feel like you've made mistakes. I mean, I felt all that. I felt guilt, like, oh, maybe I wasn't stewarding our money well when I was making money. I was thinking all of these things, but God is so faithful and he does not punish. He wants to restore anything that has been taken from you, and he will, if you trust him, to work alongside with him. So for me, that was like just getting really clear vision. I put a picture of my husband because I wanted to see him more. He was working 7 days a week. He hardly was having memories with my son. We had this firstborn baby in our house, and I was like a single mom. I was not living the dream. I was home with him, but we were broke. We were fighting about money. And when he was home, he wasn't even all there. He was tired and he was thinking about work and all the debt we had. So I put a picture of him on my dream board. Once, I felt comfortable dreaming big because I kind of felt guilty dreaming the way I was dreaming. I put a picture of the house we wanted, to pay off a car. We put a dream vacation. So put your why, something so clear, so real that you have to face it every day. Because I will tell you, if your children and your spouse or your family are why when you have to stay up an extra hour later, like tonight, some of you guys want to be in bed, but you're staying up to sow into your business. You're going to make those sacrifices because they are worth the investment. It's not even a sacrifice. I feel like it's an investment into your family. So it is worth it. Like I said, when you work harder than you're paid to do, eventually you make more than what you do. I mean, if you saw the numbers that Sammy, Rachel, and I, we still work super hard, but this is not just for what we do today. This is like years of hard work, putting in our time, nights that we cried ourselves to sleep, praying that this was real. We all have been through that. So if you're there or you have butterflies in your stomach where it literally wakes you up at night, you're like just praying that this is the answer, do not ever lose what you're feeling right now, because I promise you those are things that God is putting in your heart because he's going to make a way, and he'll put the right people in your path in this business. I always pray to be at the right place, the right time, around the right people. And it's been so awesome because everywhere we go, we're expected to meet people, the waitresses that we blitz, the baristas that we're talking to, the person standing in line me at the shopping mall or wherever we are at. I'm just always expectant that I'm meeting somebody that is handpicked for me to give hope to and to help them with a $99, winning lottery ticket. So when I talk to people, I have that expectancy. And so I hope that if you've been doubting yourself, or maybe you're realizing, wow, I really don't talk to enough people about this, or I haven't really blitzed people. Maybe the word blitz has scared you. Sometimes, majority of the time, my blitzes don't even include a blitz card. I'm just like making connections and, being excited when I'm talking to people about what I do and adding them on Facebook so they can see like I'm not pushy. I literally just love what I do and I want to be able to share it with them. And so I don't know if Rachel or Sammy, any of you guys want to expand a little bit more on the vision casting and like the dream boards before we talk about social media or parties. Anything you guys want to expand on?
Yeah,
no,
sure.
I think you did great. Yeah. No, go ahead. Go, Sam.
No, okay. So I know, like I heard this verse and I loved it, but it's what you see, you behold, like what you see, you become. And so if you have that dream board in front of you and it's something that you look at every day, like you're going to start to see it come into your life. Like that's just what happens. And so if you're always looking and focusing on the negative, guess what also is going to be reproduced in your life? Like you have to choose what you're going to look at and what you're going to put in front of you. I know for me, like I also held off on making the dream board because it felt cheesy. But then one day I was like, no, I need to do this. And when I started putting things on, like I remember, I mean, I think I still have the picture, but of my first dream board, we did this like challenge as a group, which we could challenge you guys tonight, but we actually wrote on a piece of paper what we wanted to see happen by the end of the year. And I had that paper and I took a picture with it, and it was amazing because like when I got to look back and see all of those things marked off, like that was the most amazing feeling in the world. But guess what else I did? Like I also kept that list in front of me everywhere I went. Like you guys want to see what I have on my background on my phone? Like I'm keeping this in front of me at all times. Like this is what I want to see in my life. Well, everything's blocking it. Wait, how do you like just show the screen?
Just lock it. Lock your
Okay. Can you guys see it?
No. Maybe it's on your screen.
It says, I am Black Diamond.
It says, I am Black Diamond. I'm declaring it and speaking it. And, like now, these goals, it's not just for me, because for me to be Black Diamond, guess what that means? It means that my team is successful. It means that you guys are making money. It means that you're hitting your dreams, that you're retiring your spouses. Like, that's what that means to me now. But when I joined, I just wanted to feed my kids and buy diapers. Like, that's why I joined, right? But then one day I did. Like, I could buy diapers. I could feed my kids. I didn't have to get a part-time job. I could stay home with my baby. My husband was able to quit his job and start school, and it didn't hurt us. We were able to pay off all of our credit cards. We were able to take our kids on their first family vacation to Disneyland. Like, I'm starting to cross these dreams off of my dream board, and our lives are changing. And then I'm seeing my friends that are on my team starting to do the same thing. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, guys, this is what we're a part of. This is what and like Candi says, like, it's hard. We put in hard work, but come on, we're sitting behind a computer or going to a party and chatting with our girlfriends. That is not hard. Like my husband, his job, like he used to go take care of mentally ill adults that they couldn't use the restroom. They had diapers. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not something I ever could have done. He had to hand feed them, change their diapers, shower them. These are fully grown senior citizens that he had to go do that every day. And I'm complaining because I have to send out 10 messages asking people if they want to join my team. Or I have to go and do a party and put a wrap on somebody while we chit chat and have some fun. Like, really? Let's put
this is the hardest part. It's like, we start like creating doubts and fears and thoughts. Like, this is the hardest part. And that's why it's so important to be connected with your family, with your It Works family, with other people who know what you're going through.
Yeah, because what we do is not hard. What's hard is what happens up here. What's hard is when you start just those little lies and thoughts come in, like, what if this doesn't work? What are those people going to think about you when you post that? What's going to happen? Like, what if those people don't want to be your friend anymore? Well, who cares if they don't want to be your friend? If they can't support you, they shouldn't be your friend then, because friends support each other, right? Like, that's just, I'm going to support my friends. I'm going to love them. Like, even if I don't agree with what they're doing, I'm still going to be like, yeah, I'm praying for you and really pray for them. So really, like, you just have like all those little thoughts that say, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you can't do this. Like, maybe this was meant for her, but not for you. Guess what? I dealt with all those things. You have to you have to have that dream board in front of you. You have to have that why in front of you so that can be bigger and louder. Because I promise you, those thoughts are going to come in. Maybe this will never work for you. You don't have what it takes. You don't have that girl's personality that's up on stage. You don't need her personality, I promise. You just need to be you. But your dreams, your why has to be louder than those little thoughts that start to come in that tell you can't do it. When somebody says, joins your team and quits and you feel discouraged, your why has to be bigger than that. When maybe like, what happened to me, like I saw a big paycheck and then it lowered a little bit and I was like, oh, that's kind of scary, and that's okay because we get paid based on sales. So that happens. It goes up and down sometimes, but your why has to be bigger than that. You have to start dreaming bigger, because guess what? Like, the enemy does not want to see you succeed. Because what happens when you start having extra money and you're able to start blessing the people around you? What happens when you're able to go and buy school supplies for your neighbors' kids that can't afford school supplies? Like, you're being able to change lives and help people around you. What happens? Like, you're changing the world, and the enemy doesn't want you to do that. So he, you know, all these little things are going to come in. I don't even care what you believe. Like maybe your faith isn't, whatever, that's okay. Like this is what's going to happen though. You're going to start to have these little thoughts to say, this isn't for you. You're not worth it. You don't have what it takes. Your why has to be bigger, because you can hit your dreams. You can feed your family. You can retire your spouse. You can go on those dream vacations. Like you really, really can. You be debt free. You can work from home. Like we're a stay-at-home family too. You know, my husband all day today, he had the kids and they were just playing. That was their day today. Like with our twins, he worked all the time. They don't even have a lot of memories with him. But my last two kids, all they've known is having daddy home. That's it. They don't know what it's like for us to go to work. That can happen for you too, because we didn't get lucky. We just didn't quit. That's the only difference, right? Mm-hmm. And so you just have to make sure that your why and your dreams are bigger and louder than the other stuff. You just have to make sure of that. And so anyways, I got really passionate there, but it's because it's really important. So that's
No, I love that. And I mean, I don't think that I could have shared more, and just that you guys, this business is real. And what I know, you know, after doing this, oh gosh, I said 4.5 years, I've seen a lot of people come in with dreams, but they don't have the backbone to support their dreams. In that, what I mean is that they're not willing to work for their dreams, fight for their dreams. And, you know, when you think of like people who go into the army, it's cool. Jeremy was talking to me about this, but there's warriors, like there's army guys, and then there's mercenaries. Mercenaries are hired to go in and do what they're supposed to do in a war. But warriors are the ones who sign up and they go do it and they fight for the cause because they believe in it. And warriors are the ones who always come out at best. Why? And why are they always come out stronger and better, and they always survive harder, stronger, better? Because they believe in the cause. Mercenaries don't. Like typically, like they don't turn out to be like, they don't turn out to survive, or they don't turn out to be the best out there, because they don't carry the vision that a warrior would. And you know, I think of this business and like a lot of people, you know, what's the difference? What separates us between like other people who give up on their dreams, or like they stop fighting? It's because we really believe in the depths of our hearts that the seed that God planted here in our hearts for this business is going to grow. It will break through the seed and start sprouting something new. You know, and so, and every time we plant a seed in someone else, we believe that it's not just going to like not take root, but that, or like it'll just be a dud, but that it'll grow into something beautiful and big, and like that it's worth their dreams. And so, you know, when we plant seeds in other people's hearts, we plant them believing that they will be warriors one day, that they're not just going to be somebody who doesn't catch the vision, but they're going to catch the vision. And we don't stop planting seeds. And so I really think that that's what separates us from like the majority, is that like, why are we different? Like, why did we get to Ambassador Diamond? Why did the three of us do that? Like, why have we enrolled as many people as we have enrolled? Is because we believe not only in the vision of this business, but in the vision that like God called us to this, you know? And I don't know. I've just seen, I don't know where you are at in the journey. I see people who've been in here for years and people who are brand new. I don't even recognize your name. And I think it's amazing. But what I can put into you, whether you've been in here a long time or that you have just started, is that work hard, because your efforts are blessed. They're multiplied in this. Like when you work hard at a 9-to-5 job, you're pleasing a CEO who will only pay you what, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. What's your cap? You know, you'll never make more than what they feel like you should get paid. And like, that's it. That is your cap. Like you have a lid in the 9-to-5 world. The thing is with like network marketing, is that you can dream the biggest, craziest, scariest, most audacious dreams you could ever imagine, and you can actually see them come true. Follow Denise Walsh, follow Stephanie and Joel Dunn. Look at the dreams that they've been able to make happen. Cami Dempsey, because of this business. Even our CEO, Mark and Cindy Pentecost. there's so many, there's actually hundreds of people who are fulfilling their destinies and their dreams because they worked hard. They just worked hard, and they were willing to commit to a vision that they didn't even know, like, I feel this, but like, I don't even know, but I'm going to keep passing seeds along and I'm going to keep planting. Like, I don't even know if this is going to happen, but like, I'm going to do it anyways. Like, I'm going to work really crazy hard. Like, instead of watching TV at night, I'm going to work. Like, I'm going to message people. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to like do rap parties. I'm going to do all this stuff that doesn't even make sense because I don't even know what's going to happen, but like, it's worth it to me to find out, and we just did that for a long time. And doing that for a long time then ended up paying us in a reward that we're still getting paid for even now. And we work hard still. But I'm telling you that I don't even work at the capacity that I worked for a solid 3.5 years of this business every day, every night. And like, but it was worth it to me. And, to see like my family be able to set free, like, I mean, the fact I went to Costco and we spent $1,000 at on groceries this month. Like, my kids are going back to school. I've got 3 kids. They eat a lot of food. There's a ton of groceries. There's a ton of snacks that they eat. I mean, they're all consuming. Like, they consume food like you wouldn't believe, especially 2 boys. And my girl, she likes food too. So, what do I do? Like, the fact that, like, we got paid today and I could go to Costco and I could buy without worrying and spend $1,000. Like, who does that? It works, distributors, like, we can do that because there's no lid on you. Like, you don't have the lid that the 9-to-5 job world has on you. Like, the sky is the limit. You can, I mean, Candace, I'm speaking maybe early, but like, maybe you can share, but I mean, even for me, we all got huge raises this month. And like Candace and Samantha and I were talking about, like, those girls got bigger raises than I did. And I was sitting there like, this is crazy. Like, here we are in September and we just randomly got a huge raise, And so I look at that though, and I think of the potential of this business and the opportunity and the amount of hearts that are still out there to reach. You guys, the sky is the limit. So please, do not stop just because a few people have hated on you, a few people have disbelieved in you, a few people unfollowed you. I went live and did a greens video tonight. Okay, I'm tell you. I went live and did a greens video. I thought it was cute. There was no pressure in it at all. But I got unfollowed by at least 8 people. Like, just says, like, I have followers, and they just, like, it went from, like, boom, boom. Like, it just, like, dropped.
Yeah. It's so
and
funny.
I'm like, wow, like, I didn't get unfollowed before because I haven't done any product posts in a week. Like, let's see what happens next time I do. But you know what? Like, they don't pay my bills. So if they want to unfollow me, that's fine. But you know what? I guarantee you the people that unfollow me do not make as much as I do. They don't. They probably don't. Like, we're really blessed.
And it's funny.
So I'm not going to let them control my paycheck. That's basically what I'm going to say. And then I'm done. But like, I'm not going to let people control my paycheck. I'm not going to let the people in my family who don't believe in what I'm doing control me. I'm not going to let the people who unfollow me control me or unfriend me or never want to talk to me again. Like, if they really love me and they really want to know me, like, they should get on the phone with me because I am a very nice person and I really love to have a good time. So anyways, I'm just telling you all of that to say, do not let people get in your head. Do not let circumstances get in your head. Like, hold the vision in your heart, hold the dreams in your heart, and then go plant and like multiply.
And the cool thing, just to add on that, like, the cool thing about this is it's going to bring, God never takes anything away without replacing it with something better. And so all of us, it's, what do they say? Like, as you go up, I mean, you find out, where people really stand in your life. And it's funny because even just last night, Rachel, I was looking, I had somebody pop into my head that I went to high school with. I'm like, I haven't seen a post from her in a long time. Like, and immediately I'm like, I wonder if she unfollowed me. So sure enough, she unfriended me, but she was friends with this whole other group of, like, it was like a toxic group of girls that love to gossip, and all of them were, I was like, I wonder if so-and-so's my friend. And sure enough, that whole entire group had unfriended me. And I kind of like, yes, you're still kind of like, well, boo, like, boo you, like, sad for you. But it just reminded me of like the things that we have to go through. Some people are not willing to go through that. Like, well, if my friends are going to unfriend me, like, I don't think that I want to go be at the top of a company. Well, why do you care so much what people think about you? Especially if they don't really care about you, because we don't do anything bad. We just learn how to brand ourselves. They're okay seeing ads on their Facebook for whatever, you know, mermaid blankets and curling irons or whatever. And, you know, they're not like, you know, friendly people who comment or like on that. So why do they care so much that you're getting good and starting to learn how to brand yourself? All we're doing, we're not commercials, and you shouldn't be. This will be a different Zoom where we talk about branding yourself and marketing yourself. But that's why we say, don't be spammy. Don't put the join my team, the Pinterest, the official It Works pictures you can use, like the It Works global before and after pictures. I'm talking about the Pinterest pictures that you see all over with the bright green and black and zebra, join my team, products to use while pregnant. Like all that stuff is so spammy. It is not cute. You wouldn't follow it if you saw it. So learn how to, if you're trying to figure out how to get passion, like, oh my God, these girls like are really passionate. How do I have that? Then here's what you need to do. You need to start surrounding yourself with people that are passionate in life. Go to the experts. You know, I used to listen to Eric Worre, Worre. He did the book GoPro. I would listen to his, back then it was, what was that video thing back before Facebook Live? Whatever. The other thing was also Jordan Adler has a book called Beach Money. That's such a good book to help you understand what this is. Jim Rohn, John Maxwell. These are all people that when my downtime is, I don't listen to music anymore. Honestly, I rarely, like if music comes out on the radio, I'm like, I don't even know what it is, because my time that I can listen to stuff in the car, well, if it's not like my kids' music, then it's really, I'm listening to books on audio. I'm listening to inspirational YouTube videos. I'm listening to things. I'm constantly filling my mind, because we are in a business of pouring out. If you're brand new, you're still in the business of pouring out. Yes, there's probably somebody above you pouring into you, but you are in a business of pouring out if you want to grow a team. You got to be pouring into people. You got to be, you know, when they have their doubts and their fears, oh, I can't do this because I'm too shy. I can't do this because I don't know enough people. I can't do this because I'm not the right size. All these things, you've got to be able to pour into them. How are you going to pour into them if you're not equipped and you're not surrounding yourself with people that are doing it, that have done it? So I'm quick and I'm natural, and it's taken practice. It's taken years of practice for me to respond to people. But because I'm constantly surrounding around us, if you want that passion, you've got to start listening to things that are going to lift you up, inspire you. It might be new for you, and your family's going to see a transformation in the people that love you. It might be even uncomfortable for some people to see, like, who is this positive, Polly? Like, all of a sudden she's just like, you're quick to identify negativity. You nip it in the bud right when you hear it. Some of you guys are too used to it. You have a lot of toxicity in your life because that's just the way it is. People who think it's too good to be true, so it probably is mentality. You've got to break away from that. If it's like somebody you're married to, you obviously have to stay with them, but you're going to have to find areas to soak up that belief in yourself. Because there is somebody in your shoes, if not worse, who has made it to the top. I promise you. There's over 100 ambassadors. There are thousands that make 5 figures a month. So I promise you, you're not the only person in your situation. Don't believe those lies like, well, it's because I'm a single mom, or she doesn't understand. I have 3 jobs and I'm a single mom, or she doesn't understand because my kid is autistic, or she doesn't understand. Like, people create these lies in their minds why they can't do it. But that's a lie, because there's somebody that has been in your position. I can give you names, whatever your circumstances is, and you're believing those lies. I promise I'll find somebody who has your case or worse, that is doing it. It's just a matter of you believing that you're worthy and that you're able, and that you are not going to be, you're going to be unstoppable, that you're not going to be breakable just because one person tells you that you're not going to be good at this. I mean, I've had girls laughing behind my back with me in the room. That is hurtful. But did that stop me? No, I use that as fuel. I use that as fuel, as, you know what, they just don't know. And I forgave them. I had to make the active choice. Forgiveness isn't always in line with your feelings, because it still hurt. I was still angry. But I made the active choice to forgive them so I could move forward and continue getting blessings. So don't hold resentment. Don't feel like you need to defend anything to people that are, making you feel bad. just know that you got to stick closer to the people that are going to lift you up. The minute that you feel that you want to be alone and be a recluse and just turn away from the people, I always know when people are one foot out the door. It's when they stop responding to my messages, when before we used to have good conversation, or if they're just completely disengaged with me, because I know what it is. They know that if they're around me, that I'm going to lift them up, that I'm going to speak life, that I'm going to want to pray with them, and they're not ready to deal with that. Some people are so used to the negative energy that it's tiring to be around positive people. It's tiring to change your mind and all that stuff. So all of you just need to know this, that you have the choice. What are you going to do when it's easier to be negative than to be positive? Do you want to live like that? Is that what you want to do? Because it's not going to get better. It's like my pastor says, bad doesn't get better longer, it gets worse. So wherever you're at right now, if it's bad, or if there's any area of your life that's bad, if you keep letting it go bad, it doesn't get better longer, it gets worse. So we have to make the choice to stick around and transform our mind. I was talking to somebody today who was giving advice on parenting my son. I have like a very strong-willed son that I need to seriously get help to help parent him, And so anyways, this person was telling me, she's like, you have to, change your mind on what you call out. It's so easy to say, hey, don't do this. Don't push your sister. Don't throw things, whatever. And you need to start calling out the behavior we want to see. And I'm like, and that's hard, but I've got to practice those things with my mind. And this is no different in this business. You're going to want to call out everything you don't like about what you do. I don't like that people ignore me. I don't like, why are you going to be looking at those things? How does it feel when you get the $100 Fast Start bonus every Friday? How does it feel when your paycheck increases? How does it feel when you promote and everybody's congratulating you and you start proving to people that this is real? All those people that were hating on you, whether they congratulate you or not, they're seeing it's real. Think about those things. Those are the things you want to call out. How does it feel when you help somebody get their first Fast Start bonus? How does it feel when you see that they're using it to pay their kids' school supplies that they otherwise would have put on credit cards? You've got to mentally start being intentional about thinking about the things that you want to reap in your life and what you're going to celebrate for what God is doing. What about the people that are supporting you and signed up to be your customer? Even if it's one person, celebrate that. So I just wanted to share that because this has been a big one for me. It was probably the number one reason why I didn't sign up for 4 months, is because I cared way too much what people think. And it's been one of the toughest things I've gone through as I've grown as a leader and a person. It's been probably one of the hardest things, but it's been so worth it. And I would do it over again. And it's not going to stop as we continue moving up in life. We just get wiser to learning how to cut ties with things and people that are not qualified to be in your life.
Candi, I want to read this real quick. I just saw Kyler Pentecost post it, and he's actually the CEO's son. He's an ambassador. He's amazing. But this is so fitting for what you're saying. He said, I once got asked by a friend of mine, How does it feel to do what I do, in a nasty, shrill tone, followed by the statement, make money off all your friends and family. And I had to laugh and say, you don't know what I do you? My friend emphatically replied, yes, I do. Without saying a word, I pulled up my phone and I started showing her texts from my customers thanking me for introducing them to various products that were life-changing. Then I showed her videos of people sobbing as they made promotions and received their commissions checks. Income that was a huge blessing to them. People saying things like, now I can afford cancer treatments for my father. Moms so excited, telling me exactly how they plan to quit their job and stay home full-time with their kids and their family. Another family was celebrating a fun vacation to Disney World. One woman was able to get off the streets and be in a hotel because of the wraps she sold that day. I then opened my mouth and I said, it's easier to judge something we don't understand than get close enough to understand it. Everyone works somewhere that makes money selling something to someone. I just choose to help the world find health through natural products. And I also help people start small businesses that it works in partnership with myself. I love what I do. I love sharing what I share does for others. And I especially love when a friend or family member steps out and tries something I sell and or partners with me in the business, because I know what a blessing those things have been to me and so many others. But if all my friends and family did happen to say no, I would still have a whole world of people who are praying for me to walk into their life with my products and my business to sell to. My friend finally began to understand that day. I love that, because it is what you said. There's going to be people that don't understand, and that's okay. They don't need to understand, but you need to know that we have products that are life-changing. We really do. Like, if you could only hear all the stories that we've heard, like our personal experience with our own customers these last 4 years. Our products are changing lives. They're changing lives. They're getting people off of their prescriptions they've been taking for years. They're helping people get healthier than ever to just change their lives completely. I have had moments where I've wrapped people and they started crying when they saw the results because they felt beautiful for the first time. I've seen this personally. My own parents. It's amazing. We actually got to treat them to Disney World one year. We got to pay. Like, my parents used to pay for everything for us. They used to help us completely. So then my husband and I are like, once we started doing well with It Works, we're going to treat them and take them on a vacation where they don't have to pay for a cent. And my parents, they're getting older, and so they're walking a lot, and their joints are hurting, their bones are hurting. And guess what they took? Relief. And it helped them instantly. And so for the next few days at the Disney parks, they were going and they were feeling great. Like, this is what our products do. So you have to open your mouth and share them because they're changing lives. And the business, like, it is for real helping people. I mean, you've heard all of our stories, but like, it really is changing lives. So don't be afraid to share it. I know one of my biggest struggles, because like we moved to California for ministry school. So I'm like, I'm going to work at a church, and like, I have all these thoughts. So, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm an It Works girl selling wraps to people. And it really, I know some of you are feeling this right now. Like, you do feel like part of you doesn't feel right because you feel like you're trying to make money off of people. Guys, you're not doing that. You're helping people change their lives. That is what you're doing. And it was really God speaking that to me through my customers and through my team. And he started to show me, like, you are not being, like, this is not at all you being selfish. Like, you're actually trying to change your family's life, which is awesome. Like, I used to work at an airline. Hello. I'm like helping an airline make billions more than they're already making. So why not help people get healthy? Like, here I'm like your bag's too heavy. You're going to have to pay an extra $50 for those 2 pounds. And I have to do this or I'm going to get in trouble. But like, it's selfish for me to offer greens to my friends that like could really use it. That doesn't make sense. Or, for those of you that are working at a restaurant, like they want you to upsell. I used to be a waitress. They want you to upsell and try to get people to buy liquor, like, so that you can sell them more. And you're okay with doing that because it's like a normal job, but you're not okay with like offering your friends that are unhappy with their skin wraps. Like, that doesn't make sense. So you got to get over it. Like, we have amazing health products that are changing lives, and we have an amazing business that is changing lives. And so you got to start looking at it that way. If that's what's stopping you, you got to just shift that mentally. Like, actually, I'm really helping people. And if I don't tell people about this, that's actually kind of rude. It's actually really selfish to not tell people. Like, I know if Rachel hadn't, like, she was really insistent with me. Like, you weren't a bug at all, but you were just like, Sam, you need to do this with me. And I'm like, no. And I started ignoring you for a few days. And then you're like, hey, let me call you. And I'm like, no. And like, I just tried to avoided you. But honestly, if she hadn't been insistent, I wouldn't have given it a second thought and I wouldn't have prayed about it. And we would still be on food stamps probably today because my husband and I don't have college degrees. So that sucks, right? But because she was insistent and she followed up with me multiple times, even though I kind of ignored her, our whole lives have changed. That's like crazy. And you guys have that too. Another thing I wanted to just throw out there really quick was, I know like a lot of the time that I hear, well, I just don't know what to do. So then you don't do anything. Like I asked somebody who signed up for the $10 apps, like, hey, you haven't posted on Facebook yet. Well, I don't know what to post. Don't worry so much. Just start doing something. Your business will not grow if you don't do anything. Like, I look back on this day, and seriously, guys, like 4 years ago today, I had the spammiest, dorkiest post you will ever see. But at least I was doing something, and I don't know how people ordered from me, but they did. And then guess what though? I was willing to learn. So then I started learning, I probably shouldn't post like that. I probably shouldn't use those graphics. They're super cheesy. Like, I probably shouldn't just post, join my team for $99. Like, probably no one would want to do that. And I started learning. So you have to be open to learning, but also don't wait until you know everything to do something, because that day will never happen. So just start doing something, okay? Like, the learning will come with time. It really will. The more you message people, the more you'll know what to say, because you're going to make mistakes and say the wrong thing. So now you're going to be like, oh, I know I shouldn't say that. Like, that's how I learned. Well, that was the wrong thing to reply. So I won't do that again. But guess what? Like, I was still learning and I was taking steps forward, and that's how we got where we are. So you just have to be willing to do something. Anyways, that's all for now.
Well, we have hit an hour officially, so I just wanted to be able to close us in prayer, and I was just really excited to see. I looked through, and I know that probably Candace and Sam did too, just to see all the names on here. Like, who's hungry? Who wants to do this? Who is a part of the family? And I know that things come up, and some people can't make it, but they'll watch the recording. But I really think that showing up to and plugging in is really, really important. One thing that I notice when people fall away or people start chasing something that doesn't even exist anymore, they really plug out instead of plugging in. And it's just so important to be plugging in to your family. Like, It Works is definitely a family. And you can't do it totally alone. And yes, you're an entrepreneur and you're running your business, but you can't run this business alone. You need a family. And so, that's what these Zooms are here for. And feel free to participate even in those chats. Like, we want to see you talk in there. If you've never been on a Zoom before, feel free to chat, share what's on your mind. Like, maybe we can address it for you. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe there's a triple diamond or a double diamond or a diamond on here, or a ruby who's been through what you've been through, and they have the perfect thing to say to you. So open up, you guys, on the chat even here. And, we took a long break from Zooming together as a family, but I hope this is like the first chapter of many more to come as we start the school year and launch into just a new season in our businesses. You guys, we're better together, and we need to be able to lean on each other. So anyways, I just wanted to pray for us, and maybe the girls want to pray too, just something simple as we close up tonight. And I hope you guys just have a really peaceful night. Maybe that you're able to reach out to a few that God's put on your heart for this business that you've never talked to before. Maybe you can write them tonight and then sleep well, and then we'll do this again tomorrow and we'll work. But let's pray. And then Candace and Sam, if you guys want to jump in and pray too, I'll just open it up and then you guys can close it out. Okay. Lord, thank you so much for this team. I love them, and I'm just so grateful for them. And every story and journey is different, and I look forward to learning their stories along the way. I just pray, God, like incredible, intense favor over this team. Lord, I pray ambassador diamonds are on this Zoom that have not yet reached that level. God, I pray that contributors right now, and they will just be blessed, and they will have high favor, and they will just explode their businesses. I saw men and women on this Zoom. God, I pray equal favor over both. And I just pray, Lord, that we'd be able to spread something good across this world. It Works is full of positivity. It's full of light. It's full of love. And I just think that right now in our day and age, we need more of it. We need a lot more of this kind of love and this kind of hope. And I'm grateful that you're in the center of this company, because good things come from it. So I leave it with that, and I say amen.
Amen. I just want to add real quick. Father God, I just thank you so much for every single person that is watching this both live and the recording. Father God, I just pray just complete favor over everything their hands touch, that it prospers, Father. And I just also ask you to just give them vision to see what you see, Father. I feel like there are just people on this tonight that have been struggling for worthiness. They struggle to think that to see that they are more than able with you in the midst, Father. So I just ask you to give them eyes to see what you see, Father God, both in themselves and the people around them, Father God, the people that they have never thought to ask to partner with in this business or as a customer. Father God, I ask you to give them a different pair of eyes to see those people as people that they can help leave an imprint and change their life. So I thank you in advance for what you're doing for those new eyes and for that boldness and braveness that's within every single one of us.
Yeah, and I just felt like I was asking the Lord, like, what does he want me to say to you guys? And I felt like he wants you guys to know that you weren't created to sit in a comfort zone, but you were created to walk on water. And every single one of you is capable of walking on the water with him. But you just have to keep your eyes on him. That he created you guys with such unique giftings and talents, but you haven't allowed yourself to unearth them yet. Like, you don't even know what you carry inside of you yet. And you won't know until you step out of the boat and start taking the risks. And so I'm just really excited for each and every one of you, because I feel like, especially in the next couple of weeks, as you guys start getting a little bit braver and start doing things that like you've never done, maybe it's going to be speaking on Facebook Live, and you're going to suddenly realize like you have a really special gift for speaking in public. Or for some of you, it's going to be just like encouraging people. Like, you have that as a really big gifting in your life to bring encouragement and life to others. But you actually have to start talking to people to see it come true. And so I feel like as some of you start taking little risks and doing little things, you're going to start to see giftings and talents come out of you that you didn't even know you had. And so, God, I just bless that. I bless what you're doing in their lives. There's some of you, like, your heart is beating really fast right now because you know I'm talking to you. And so I just thank you, God, that you're going to start calling them to walk on the water. And I thank you for giving them the boldness and the courage to step out of the boat and start taking the risks, to know that you won't drop them, but you have them. And God, I thank you that you have created special giftings and talents in every single person on here. Some of you might feel like you don't, like, you're thinking right now, I don't have any special giftings or talents. Like, some of you are thinking that actually. And you need to know that you really do, that he created you in his image.
Yes.
And what you carry is like a reflection of him. And so just start trying new things, because you're going to start figuring like, oh my gosh, like, I'm actually really good at this, or oh my gosh, like, this is really fun. And you're going to start learning more about yourself. But just bless that in Jesus' name.
Amen. All right, guys, you guys have an awesome night. I hope that your week is super prosperous, and stay tuned. We'll probably be posting the next Zoom shortly, hopefully this week. So hope you guys are having a good night, and we'll have the recording posted by tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Bye.